אז אמרה לאלוהי בעודי, אז אמרה לאלוהי בעודי, אהללה, אהללה. אז אמרה לאלוהי בעודי, אז אמרה לאלוהי בעודי, אז אמרה לאלוהי בעודי, אהללה, אהללה. אז אמרה לאלוהי בעודי. All sing to you, all praise to you, all source of all creation. We call your name, we sing your praise, O Holy One of blessing. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Az amra lelohai beodi, az amra lelohai beodi, ahalala, ahalala. Az amra lelohai beodi.
Bruchim habayim, welcome to Temple Israel. It's good to welcome regulars. See all of you back there. Nice to see the Friday night crew. It's good to welcome all of the new people who are joining us at Temple Israel for the first time. I'm Rabbi Michael Wolk, here with my colleague, Cantor Shira Lissick. And Shabbat is a time of oneg, a time of joy during the week. And this Shabbat is especially joyful for us here as we get to celebrate two wonderful B'nai Mitzvah, Sanya Bernstein and Owen Stujenki, who will be called to the Torah for the first time this Shabbat. We also tomorrow will get to celebrate the 90th birthday of one of our congregants, Margie Goldstein, who will also be called to the Torah. So we've got a lot going on this Shabbat. We're going to start by welcoming in the day of rest with the lighting of Shabbat candles. And I'd like to invite Owen and Sanya and their families to join us up on the bima. Please rise.
How good are you at lighting candles?
We'll find out.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to bring in Shabbat together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Mazel tov, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Sanya and Owen, you'll...
Okay. Owen and Sanya, you're staying up here. Everyone else can sit down. The first part of the Friday night service is called Kabbalat Shabbat. Welcoming Shabbat includes psalms, songs, and prayers, joyful melodies as we welcome in our weekly celebration. We turn in our Siddur Lev Shalem, the smaller red book in the pews, to page 11. Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God as we raise our voices in song. Page 11, Lechuna Ranina.
Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Ladonai. Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Litori, Shenu, Nikad Mavana, Betoda. Naria, Naria, Litori, Shenu, Bismira, Naria, Lo. Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Ladonai. Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Lechuna Ranina, Ladonai.
The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult, even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes. We continue page 14. The middle of the page is the red arrow, Yismechu Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Umalo o. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Umalo o. Yismehu Hashamayim. Yismehu Hashamayim. Yismehu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz.
We turn to the bottom of page 20, the final 3 lines, again at the red arrow for Romamu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu l'har kocho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu l'har kocho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu l'har kocho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu l'har kocho.
We turn to page 23 and we welcome the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat bride, with the song Lecha Dodi. Owen and Sonia are going to lead us in the first 2 passages, the first 2 paragraphs on page 23 with the refrain. And after that, we flip ahead to page 25 to the bottom of the page. And at that point, everyone's going to rise and we face the door, symbolically welcoming in Shabbat. Page 23, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Shabbat v'zachor b'liboreha, Hishmiyanu el hameyuha, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad. L'shoim voti v'machashavati la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Likrat Shabbat likuno v'necha, Ki hi makor ha'baracha, mirosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machashavati la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Boi v'shalom ater bala, Gam v'simha u'etzochela toch emunei yam segula. Boi kala la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala. Lecha Dodi, likrak Allah, Panei Shabbat Nikabala.
Yasher Koch to Owen and Sonia for getting us started with Kabbalah Shabbat. Great job. Thank you. I'll take the mic. May be seated. You can take your seat. Take your time. We continue on page 27, a song for the day of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
We begin with a melody, Lai Lai Lai. Join me. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid. Lehagid baboker, baboker chasdecha. Ve'emunatcha ba'aleilot. Alei asor va'alei navel. Alei higayon v'chinor. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tzadik tamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yizke. Shetulim beveit Adonai. Bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichun. Hodin v'meseva. Desheni verananim yehiyu. Lehagi ki ashar Adonai. Turi velo havlata bo.
Page 29.
Adonai malaki ulavesh, lavesh. Adonai ozi tazar aftikon tevel baltimot. Mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam. Adir bamarom Adonai. Erotecha nemnu melevetcha nava kodesh. Adonai leorech yamim.
I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. And each Shabbat, we bless our children, we bless our family members, our fellow community members with the words of Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing. So if you feel like it, put your arm around the person next to you or direct your heart to the people you care about who aren't with you tonight as we share this prayer with them.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Join our voices together. Ken yehi ratzon.
May Adonai bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Ken yehi ratzon.
May God's Spirit shine upon you and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom.
God's Spirit turn unto you, and may God grant you shalom, grant you peace. Ken yehi ratzon. May be seated. Now turn to our prayer of healing, and we think of those in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being. Tonight we include in our prayers Rav Yaakov Chai ben Hadassah, Shimon ben Yaakov Mordechai ben Naomi, Devorah bat Sarah, Herschel Yehoshua ben Malka, Perel bat Rezel, Dov ben Ita, Shmuel Yaakov ben Kalia ba'ari, Devorah Rachel, Malka bat Sarah, Leib Yisrael ben Abraham bat Zipporah, Aliza Meira bat Leah, Tzivya bat Chana, Elijah Avila, Yafa Fega bat Ziselbina, Kathy Berlin, Chana Shifra bat Moshe V'Bluma, Abraham David ben Liba, Daniel ben Yisrael, Bani Meyerson, Tova bat Rivka, Karen bat Yaakov Yerushalayim Tzirol, Adina Miriam, Harry Kinney, Kevin Haffey, Ezer Pesach, Devorah bat Tzipora, Zelda bat Yaakov v'Miriam, Ben Sion Chai ben Rachel, Leah Liba bat Doba, Robert Isser, Miriam bat Rivka, Miriam Chana bat Raphael v'Abigail, Allison Kuntz, James, Julia, and Jean Cook. If you would like to include someone in the prayer, I invite you to please rise and to share the names when I come to you. Bunny? Et kol hacholim, and all those who are ill, Cantor leads us in the prayer for healing.
El narifanala, el narifanalo, mi shebirach avoteinu, el narifanala, el narifanalo. Grant us refuah shleima. Grant us refuah shleima. May the source of healing renew our bodies, renew our spirit, and let us say Amen.
We turn to page 30 in the Siddur, and I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam olamei omaya, Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brihu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran v'yalma v'yimru Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. You may be seated. Shabbat shalom, everyone. So something that most of us haven't had to think about too much for the past 2 years, one of the rituals that we haven't done, is one of the sadder but actually more important ones, the ritual of sitting Shiva when someone passes away, or the ritual of paying a Shiva visit, visiting someone who's just lost a relative and is sitting in their homes for the 7 days following the funeral. Of course, we have not done this so much because we haven't been in each other's homes for the better part of 2 years. And we forget about that feeling of walking into a Shiva house, walking into the house of someone who is grieving, and not being sure exactly what to say. Yes, sometimes if you know the person really well or you knew the person who passed away, you know exactly what to say. But it can be awkward, it can be uncomfortable to walk into someone who is grieving and try to offer them comfort. What do you say? Well, in our Torah portion tomorrow, Parshat Shmini, we hear the story of 2 tragic deaths, the deaths of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Avihu, who were serving as the first priests in the ancient Mishkan, in the ancient temple. When they do something wrong and they are struck dead on the spot, they die in the middle of the temple. And Aaron, their father, is left to grieve for them. Moses, his brother, his loving brother, goes over to him and tries to comfort. And yet Moses gets it wrong twice, says the exact wrong things to Aaron. First, he approaches Aaron and he tries to talk theology. He says something along the lines of, God wanted to bring them home, or God is declared holy by the people who are close to God. Some strange sentence that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but basically tries to give a religious explanation for why his brother just lost his 2 sons. Aaron doesn't buy it. Aaron is silent. He doesn't respond. Then the next time Moses approaches Aaron, it's to criticize him. Aaron is still serving as the priest in the temple, and he does a ritual in the wrong way, the way he's not supposed to. He doesn't eat the food at the right time. And Moses goes to him and goes to his remaining sons and says, how could you do this? This is your job. You're getting it wrong. Why aren't you doing the ritual right? And at this point, Aaron explodes at his brother. And he says, how can I possibly be expected to do this? How can I possibly be expected to do everything right when I'm grieving, when I've just lost my 2 sons? And Moses realizes he has a point, takes a step back, and leaves Aaron, and doesn't say any more to Aaron. And we don't know what was said between them after that, but we see Moses got it wrong twice. First, he tries to explain to Aaron why something bad happened. Then he tries to tell Aaron exactly what he has to do. And neither one of those things work. And that's true for us as well when we try to comfort people who we care about, people who we love. Any attempt to explain to them why someone has passed away is probably not going to go over very well. Telling them what to do, telling them they're doing something right or wrong, also not particularly helpful. And so the greatest gift that we can give to someone who's grieving, someone who we care about, is the gift of our presence. It doesn't matter what we say, it matters that we are there. Jewish tradition teaches us that when we pay that Shiva visit, when we go up to people who are mourning, we're supposed to say one thing. The Hebrew line, Hamakom yanachem etchem betoch shar avelei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you together with the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. And then to be quiet. It can be uncomfortable, but that quietness gives the person you are talking to the chance to fill the space, the chance to tell you what is on his or her mind, what it is that they need at that particular moment. We all want to be there for the people we care about, even when it's challenging, even when it's sad, even when it's hard. And we learn from Moses and Aaron that showing up, being there, giving them the space, giving them the chance to talk if they want, is the best thing that we can do. Shabbat Shalom. We continue on page 39. We rise for the Baruch Hu at the beginning of the Mariv service.
Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Baruchu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach. la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la.
May be seated. We continue in the middle of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from before the light.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים. תמיד ימלך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המרי ורבי.
Amen. Page 40.
אהבת עולם מצוותך, אהבת תורה מצוות ומשפטים מצווים על הצבא כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה ועבדך תשים ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה אם שמעו תשמעו עצותי אשר אלוהים מצפה אתכם. Adonai Elohechem emet.
Page 43. Then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, top of page 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך באלים מי כמוך נהדר בקודש מי כמוך נהדר נורא תהילות אוסף אלה אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע הים לפני משה זה אלי זה אלי zeli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha ba'elim Mi kamocha nehtar ba'kodesh Mi kamocha nehtar ba'kodesh ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Yerushalayim, over Jerusalem. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
We join our voices together. Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu. Adonai. Eloheinu leshalom. Leshalom. Hashkivenu. Adonai. Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim, chayim, ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, shlomecha. When I lay down at night, when I rest my head, oh God, watch over me. And when the morning comes, we thank Adonai and pray for peace. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ushmor tzitenu vohenu lechayim uleshalom me'ata ve'ad olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch ata Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Page 46, please rise for Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם אותי לעולם בשמרו בני ישראל את השבת ולעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת בנפש, שבת בנפש, שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויבר בתרומה ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן.
We spend the next few moments in silent prayer with the words of the Amidah beginning on page 47.
When you've completed your Amidah, you may be seated. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. Shalom aleinu, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu V'al kol ha'olam.
Page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברה חירותי ואמליך מלכותי בחיי חונו ומלכונו בחיי תחו בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך יפרח וישתבח ויפר ויתרומם וינשא ויתזר ויצל ויצלש מנקוד שבריחו לעילם מן כל מלכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן תרכב על צלטון ובאותון זוכו ישראל קודם אבוהון וישמעי ויאמרו אמן יהי שם הרב מן שמעי וחמלין וכל ישראל ויאמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו Amen.
I'd like to invite Sonia and Owen back up to the bima to lead us in Kiddush on page 55. I invite everyone to please rise. And if you're younger than Bar Bat Mitzvah, you want to join me for Kiddush, come on up over here.
Oh, wait. There you go.
There you go. Over here, guys. Come on down here today. It's crowded up on the bima.
Right hand.
There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'hava u'ratzon hinilanu v'zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki tu yom tehila lemikra kodesh seher l'tziyah mitzrayim kivanu v'arta v'atanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat koshtaha b'ahava u'v'ratzon Yilhatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Take a sip.
Look up. Take a sip.
L'chaim. Mazel tov.
Shikoch, Owen, and Sonia. We continue with Aleinu, page 56. I'll take those. Thank you. Thank you.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגב הם מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס ולטוב כך כתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת עינות. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל Bayom Hahu, Yeh Adonai Echad, Ushemo Echad.
May be seated. We turn to page 58 for the Mourner's Kaddish. This coming week, we will observe the yortzites of Evelyn Goldstein Nagelberg, Issy Kazilski, Abe Slutsky, Carol Irene Baker, Esther Zalato, Hilda Cooper, Fanny Bernstein, P.B. Fisher, Norton Bernbach, Robert J. Davis, Zane Steinberg, Harold Freed, Armin Gold, Lottie Lafkowitz, Benjamin Wiener, Morris Wittes, Linda Levinson, and Abraham Rubinoff. We also extend condolences to families in the midst of Shiva and Shloshim, to Sanford, Lois, and Robin Benjamin on the loss of sister and aunt Ellen Levinson, and to Michael Abadi for the passing this week of his sister, Lorene Abadi, in Colombia. And Michael is with his family observing Shiva and will be returning to the States and concluding Shiva here at Temple Israel Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for the final evening of Shiva. Turn to page 58. We invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach leolam u'lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. I call on our President, Teresa Brenner, for some words of greeting.
Shabbat Shalom. This is fantastic. Welcome, Temple Israel family and friends. Welcome to the Stujenki family and their friends. Welcome to the Bernstein family and their friends. Mazel tov to Sonia and to Owen for leading us so beautifully in Kabbalat Shabbat services this evening. And there's more to come for both of them tomorrow. Sonia will be having her bat mitzvah in the morning at services at 9:30, and Owen will become a bar mitzvah tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock here in the sanctuary. And you can participate in all services as well by live stream. Thank you, Rabbi Walk and Cantor Lissick, for leading us in services this evening, to Adam Ward, our pianist, and to Sean Seifert, our audiovisual tech. Yom Gimulut Hasadim, performing acts of loving kindness, is this Sunday, March 27th, here at Temple Israel from 9 a.m. to noon. We will have many mitzvah projects benefiting so many. For example, folks at Huntingtown Farms Elementary School, Roof Above and the Women's Shelter, the State of Israel, Matilda's Mentionables, Shalom Green, Jewish Family Services, the Jewish Community Refugee Initiative, Operation Sandwich, PJ Library, and the Greater Charlotte Freedom School. So please come join us. There will be lots of things to do. And if you'd like to bring some things to donate, in addition to doing some of the things we'll have on site, consider bringing individually wrapped, peanut-free snacks, kosher for Passover desserts and soups, and new or gently used kindergarten through 8 reading books. Enjoy also our Temple Israel Youth Band and some Israeli dancing. I've told my husband I want to try to get him on the dance floor. We'll see if that happens. Kibitzing and eating together, and shopping at the annual big sale at the Rose Room gift shop, including discounts on most items. Questions about Yom Gimulut Hasadim to Jonathan and Tess Berger. Men's Club Shabbat is coming on April 1st and 2nd. The theme is the importance of recording your story. Men's Club will be sponsoring what they have called a blowout kiddush. I can hardly wait to partake of some of the food. And they're also rolling out a new honor, the Men's Club Service Award. Questions to Josh Lowensteiner, who's here in the synagogue with us this evening. To sign up for these events and everything happening with your Temple Israel family, please see our weekly email blast, our website, and your weekly Shabbat announcements. Don't forget to scroll down to the bottom of the page. There are lots of youth programs, and there's also an application for teens interested in serving on the Shalom Park Freedom School Board. Services resume tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m., where Sonia will become, as I said, a bat mitzvah, and tomorrow evening at 5 p.m., where Owen will become a bar mitzvah. Please join us. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Teresa. We turn back to page 5, and we conclude our Kabbalah Shabbat service with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Boachem L'Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, L'Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, L'Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Tzirchem L'Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov.